Welcome
Okay.
back, everyone, to Toku Vault. We're here to talk about Kamen Rider Shin Prologue, because the Japanese love their long ass titles. Hayden threatened me at gunpoint to watch this, uh, so we're going to talk about it. Hayden, tell us a little bit about your history with Kamen Rider Shin. Not to be
So,
confused with the other Kamen Rider Shin.
so this was made for the 20th anniversary of Rider. Rider comes out in 71, uh, and this comes out in 92. So it was in development for the 20th anniversary, and it starts with a 20th anniversary thing. Um, I don't know if you knew this. Rider throughout the 90s isn't on TV.
Mm-hmm.
There are no 90s Rider shows. It's just three movies.
Mm-hmm.
uh Ryder stops in the late 80s and doesn't come back until 2000, and then it's been on since. But this movie I've seen this once before, um and I figured we should just do it in October because it's horror. uh it's it, I'm not going to say the only horror Rider or Toku thing, because there's other things, but this is one I was familiar with enough to feel like this is gonna be a good starting point. There's stuff like Garo, and like Toku horror movies. The You could make an argument, the stuff like the what's that movie? Tetsuo the Iron Man, that could be considered Toku in some form. Toku and horror kind of go hand in hand, but uh, and we'll talk about it. But and then I have some like behind the scenes stuff from this movie because I'm a writer maniac. But
Yeah, and before we get too far into it, I just want to say this is my second real Kamen Rider thing. Uh, Hayden has shown me we're currently about halfway through Kamen Rider Xade, which is good. I think I've settled I just prefer Sentai. Um, but I want to, sample more Kamen Rider before I say that with 100% certainty. But this was interesting before it was good, I think.
as a writer fan, I agree. Like, I like this movie uh, enough. It's not. I don't know how often I'm going to go back to this, and I've
Yeah.
seen this before, but it's been a while. Um, so it kind of felt fresh this time, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, yeah, this is insane.
Yeah. But the problem is, for me, as someone who likes insane things, and that's what I like about like Xade, is I don't think it keeps that energy. I'll just come out ahead, and I think all of the build up to the in this movie, like all the character drama, is really boring, and I wasn't invested in anything that was happening.
So I agree. I haven't done my letterbox review yet. I put the rating, but I haven't put the review in. But what I was gonna say is this is kind of a boring hour, and then there's a spectacular half hour in
Of
there.
Kamen Rider, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this is gonna be a review of Kamen Rider Shin, but also just kind of talking about the property in general. So the first thing I want to ask you, because I've never been able to figure this out, I'm noticing a bug theme through multiple seasons, and it seems like that is the
Yes.
go-to. Why bugs?
Uh I can't tell you why. I can just say that it's been uh, prevalent since the beginning. It specifically grasshopper. The first rider is a grasshopper. Actually, the first three are grasshoppers because it's one and two in the original series, and then the sequel series is Kamen Rider V3, who is also a grasshopper. Um, and that theme kind of continues uh, throughout the whole franchise. The currently writing or oh my god, currently airing writer is based on a grasshopper. Like that just continues
And see, I wouldn't have even
on and
put
on.
that together with Zets. Not to date this
It's
review, but
well, and I mean they never really say that. It's just in the like it's in the design
yeah.
because it's I've seen a lot of people call Zets and I've Kamen Rider 1 in Japanese is Kamen Rider Ichigo. Uh, I've heard people call Zets Ichigo 2099, which I actually is a good description.
Oh, okay,
It
interesting.
looks like an updated version of the first rider, but yeah, like different insect themes, and we've gotten away from that. Like obviously, X8 has nothing to do with insects whatsoever. Um, like I
Well, and
said,
notably, they literalize it here.
yes, which they've done, which is the original kind of intention of Rider, is that he's a monster.
Okay,
I don't know if you know much about the original series
I
or
don't know
the manga
anything
or
about
anything.
it.
So in the original series, it's a college student who is kidnapped by a terrorist organization and forcibly transformed into a cyborg. Uh, and then he escapes and uses those powers to fight the other cyborgs of that terrorist organization. Um,
That is a
it's a
Saturday
me,
morning cartoon.
yes, but and there's a meme in the fandom because he escapes because they put the cyborg technology in him, and then they're like, "All right, the last step is the brainwashing."
Oh, so it's X Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, they give him powers before the brainwashing, and then he just gets out.
That's amazing. And
It is
also,
kind
this
of
movie came out the year I was born. We are the same age.
he's gonna start freaking out.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start at the beginning. There's these two doctors who are researching cures for like AIDS and cancer. Very old school sci-fi. Very The Fly. Do you?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is a like this is Grasshopper the Fly,
I
but
would have loved if they just renamed this the Grasshopper. It's just like a cheap knockoff of The Fly.
that would have been. They should have marketed it here as that.
Yeah.
No one would have watched it, but I mean,
I mean, did
well,
anybody watch it as is here in the States?
no, but although if you did that, people might be confused at the end because now it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But
Um,
and I have complaints with some of that stuff too, but we'll get there.
you will be proud of me. So for anyone that's watching that doesn't know, I am notoriously bad with names. I actually remembered this one's name because his name's in the fucking title.
Shin.
Yeah,
Fun fact: the actor's name also Shin.
that's not what Wikipedia says.
What does it say?
Kat Katsushia Ishikawa.
Hold on.
Um, while you're doing that, he's your typical Kamen Rider. He races motorcycles, like, and I'm sure that'll come in handy later. But he is one of the doctor's sons, and here you get a lot of what I'm learning is the staples of Kamen Rider, which is an evil organization, some pseudoscience. It's interesting that you mentioned that about the original, because their plot here is to create mutant cyborg soldiers. Uh, and that makes sense then if it's an anniversary thing, because it feels like we're maybe throwing back to, what'd
Yeah,
you say,
we
V1?
yeah we definitely are. It's it's a good update. I don't know if they would do because in the original it's an organization called Shocker, which is canonically like a Nazi offshoot,
Yeah.
and I don't know if and that's a big thing in the 70s is all the like Nazi imagery in Rider. It's as for the villains. There's
Which is
very
fascinating
famously there
considering what side Japan was on in that war.
yes. Very famously there's a monster of the week in a show called Kamen Rider X named Starfish Hitler.
Yes. You've told me about
And
this.
it's amazing. But I like the it I don't know if it's I guess I'd call him kind of generic. The evil scientist in this, it's just kind of your basic evil scientist
This
organization. The Institute of Super Science is an amazing name, by the way.
yes, I think my problem with him is that his plan ends up just being a very typical Japanese plan. He wants to be God.
Yeah, and you've experienced more Japanese media than me. My Japanese media is the franchise we're currently watching.
Because a lot of my main I should say is JRPGs and some anime. But JRPGs especially, you know, you'll start out as just like a farm boy or a high schooler, and by the end you're fighting a god.
Yeah, that you have a lot of that in Toku as well.
Yeah.
Uh, which I don't mind. I like it. I like escalation like that.
No, I don't mind it. It's just I can see, you know, these things as they're happening. So my question is, because this was originally, according to you, was a pilot, or was supposed to lead
Yes, it
into a
was.
show. Are you glad it didn't? Because my thing when I'm watching this is, having seen X8 and a little bit of Zets, I don't think they would have had a budget to do this on a show.
I don't think they would have either. I legitimately believe if this would have been a show, they would have reused that end transformation scene
A
every
lot.
episode
Yes.
and never made another one. Um, the thing about Showa Rider shows is they are not as high budget as you've seen with like X8 and Zets.
Oh, I'm
It's a
sure.
lot of reused footage. It's a lot of I mean, it's a lot of practical stunts, which is in this too. There's some really good stunt work in this. Uh, the the evil scientist who turns himself into the grasshopper monster, him on fire is an amazing stunt.
Yeah, no, that was good. No, I thought for the most part the effects in this were quite good. Uh,
There's the scene that I've been sending to you for months, but
yeah.
that everyone knows. But we'll get to that when we get to it. I'm thinking we're I'm with you. The character drama doesn't really work for me. The girl doesn't do. I mean, she she's barely anything. Um, I like the idea they're going for of which is also kind of generic. Of she works for the organization and is a plant, and then she uh, decides to be on his side for real, and then they fall in love. But it's whatever.
Well, and I think what's frustrating with that is that some of the stuff, I think we've talked about this when I'm watching X8, is that some of the stuff that I'm missing in X8 is like the character interactions and drama outside of the conflict. Like
Yeah,
part of my criticism with X8, not to just review X8 here, is at a certain point they stop feeling like real people because they don't seem to have a life outside of being a common writer.
yeah. Which that is partially intentional because there is a through line through this franchise of uh being a writer sucks. It's
Yeah,
awful and no one wants it, but it's a burden you have to deal with.
yeah.
It's the weight of the world's on your shoulders. This doesn't have that so much. Well, a little, but like it's just like I don't
Well,
know the
and
status quo at the end of this movie. I don't know what's
well, and it's weird here too because he doesn't really choose it. I don't know if that's a
no.
common thing, but it's just kind of forced on him, and there's not a and
Yeah,
it's not like X8 where with X8 it's like a morphin sequence, like a Power Ranger sequence. Here it's he's infected with it.
yeah, it's and that's a Showa thing too. Of their people are well, an early Showa is that they're kidnapped and forced into it. In
Yeah.
this, it's he seems to have volunteered to be the test subject. He just didn't know what it was, and I don't know if his dad knew what it was either. I can't really get that from it.
Yeah. Um, I don't think they did because the Doctor's secret ambitions was to create the new species of soldiers. They're trying to cure, AIDS or
Yeah,
cancer. But you're right because I'm looking at the Wikipedia summary to see if it clarifies some stuff. But no, it doesn't even clarify if like he volunteered for this. Because he seems clueless at the beginning, and I don't know if that's a character thing or they're just doing that so it can be a reveal that he's not the killer.
yeah. Which
Funnily enough, an episode of Angel does this exact same idea where he's having dreams of killing people, and then finds out that people are so happily dying that exact same way.
right at the beginning of the movie, the thing I compared it to was that shot where it's like the camera lifts from like when the whoever it was dies, and it reminded me of the Lost Boys, like the POV flying away.
Yeah.
It was that kind of shot. I think I would almost like it more if it was him doing the killing.
I think that would be interesting. Because
Like
we're I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, but this feels so far removed from Kamen Rider. I think you
yeah.
could get away with that in this.
Oh, absolutely. The even like not lighthearted, but like modern writer shows do things like that. I won't spoil anything for you, but like Gaim has a big something like that where he finds out he's accidentally been killing people.
That kills people.
Um, I do. I think my I think my biggest thing with this is the the movie kind of sets up that that Onizuka, who's the other scientist who has the ambition to be the god of the grasshoppers or whatever he wants, um, is the main villain, and then he dies halfway through the movie. That
That's weird.
felt odd.
Um, so something that was interesting, just looking at this, is the guy that directed this also worked on the very first Sentai.
uh,
Or no,
was it
sorry, he made a manga out of the first Sentai.
Makoto Tsuji?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
also
So,
made the Kamen Rider Black manga.
oh, okay.
I'd like to
Because
read those.
I have the Kuga manga and I have the original 71 manga, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read the Kuga manga
Because
yet.
I'm telling you, we've talked about this, and I know there is one. This is a series that is screaming for an anime adaptation.
Yes, there is one, and now another anime that's related just came out, and I
Oh,
need to
okay.
look at that.
Uh,
It's about a guy who's a writer fan
mhm.
who puts on a writer mask and starts beating up criminals.
That sounds a lot like James Gunn's Super.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
dude.
it. It's
If
like
it is
super.
Super, but in Kamen Rider anime, I'm in.
I think that's what it is.
Because I think we've also talked about like, well, we'd really want a Power Rangers animated show.
Yeah,
It shocks me that Japan is not investing more in anime and anime for both Sentai and Rider.
yeah. There's never been a Sentai anime. There's Sentai homages in other anime, but
Yeah.
there's never been a Sentai anime.
Well,
We
most
now have
famously, Dragon Ball Z's Ginyu Force.
yes.
You must be
We
excited to get
now
to them.
oh yeah. We now have two writer anime, and I'm hoping we get more. I hope they adapt. My big one is they adapt the Kuga manga because it's not a straight adaptation of that show. It goes its own way, and
Oh,
I'd love to
interesting.
see that. And it's written by Toshiki Inoue, who is a big writer for Rider. Uh, he wrote
Really?
Agito, Fies, uh, Kiva, and then some smattering of other like half of shows, and he's kind of a fill-in writer. But he also wrote, and I've told you this, he wrote Death Note, the anime.
Oh, okay.
And he's written some other stuff. I think he worked on some Dragon Ball. I'll look into that later. But
Yeah.
he's a pretty big writer in Japan. But he's like he works on a lot of this kind of thing. Um, sorry, that was a tangent of nothing. Um, where were we with this?
We were just talking. We kind of circled off into like wanting an anime adaptation of this. But back to the protagonist. Um, I think one of the casualties of this only being 88 minutes is all I know about this guy is that he's the son of a scientist and likes to ride bikes.
Yeah, which is like the basic kit of a writer protagonist.
Yeah, and that kind of goes for everyone. I wasn't really invested in any of the characters, which is
No,
why
I
I
would.
think it needs that twist of he's actually been the one murdering people the whole time, but it's not him, it's the writer.
Yeah, which I would have preferred that. I don't know. Like we were talking about if this did become a show as originally intended because it has prologue in the name. Um,
That's funny. I would have thought you'd taken that out when it's no longer the prologue to a show.
I you know Japan, and I think it was already out by the time the show didn't come to fruition.
Yeah, but
I
I
think
mean,
the
in subsequent re-releases, you just change the name.
yeah, and most people called this Shin Kamen Rider until Shin Kamen Rider came out, and they're like, well,
Yeah, that was a mistake.
well, I don't know what else you would have called that movie.
I don't know. Rider
This is
or common Shin Rider.
Kamen Shin Rider,
Yeah,
masked new rider.
yeah.
Um,
Can you imagine America trying to adapt this movie?
that'd be so funny. I want it like goofy '90s Power Rangers too.
Yeah, no,
This
that's what
is
you got to do.
this is the same year as Ranger actually.
That's not, yeah,
Yeah, because Ranger is '92 and we adapted in '93.
yeah. That sounds about.
So
That's right.
there's a chance the Japanese children were watching this movie, and uh, although this is aimed at adults, but kids watched it.
I
But
I would be shocked, and I can only speak from my experience as a kid. I'd be shocked if they got to the if kids watching this got that far. If I was a kid and this came on, I would have turned it off like 20 minutes in.
yeah, that's fair. Um,
Not because it's shocking, just I would be bored out of my mind.
yeah, the most shocking thing in this movie happens an hour in. Like it.
Yeah, and
Um,
and it's funny too with that because I think his transformation is great, and then it feels like they blew all their budget because the villain transforms and it's kind of lame.
yes, it is, and then it killed by a normal rocket launcher.
Yeah, well that was peak.
Um, speaking of villains, and I said this to you privately, but I think it's really funny at the end that he transforms to kill a normal human being.
Yeah, no, that was good.
That's fantastic. He freaks out. And then the henchman that he already beat earlier comes back randomly as the final boss, which is strange.
Yeah, I felt like, well, we got to have somebody that can fight him at the end.
I feel like it should have been the scientist, right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I taking him out halfway through the movie was a bad idea.
and I was the whole movie. I'm like, oh, it's the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I could see that.
He wants to turn the world into grasshoppers and be the king of the
I
grasshoppers.
I hope whoever wrote Amazing Spider-Man just really loves this movie in particular.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, of course. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, this also has the most unintentionally, I think, unintentionally funny, but also what the fuck shot of all time when you zoom in on this baby in a like 2001 background and it's just like staring at you.
Yeah, that baby is amazing. Uh,
Also, how
we
much
need to.
time has passed in this? I had no idea what was happening. Like, I was like, is she pregnant? Like, how is the
So
fetus that developed?
I had the same question. Also, they imply, well, she tells him to save the baby. She's been dead for a while when he gets her body.
Yeah.
So how is that baby alive?
Well, even then, that thing is the size of a peanut. What is he supposed to do?
I there might be something to it's a weird mutant grasshopper baby.
Which, I don't know if you had this thought, but that might be the most fly thing in this movie. Because I don't know if you remember in the Jeff Goldblum movie,
Yes.
and I don't know if you know this, but there is a The Fly 2,
Hmm.
which deals with that child.
Yeah, I did know that.
I haven't seen it, but
There's actually a and I haven't read it. There's a sequel manga to this uh where the son is the next Kamen Rider Shin.
that could be cool.
I don't know anything about it other than that's the premise. But um it's just like it is weird that it feels like no time has passed. She does not look pregnant at all.
No,
Uh
and that because that was the thing is, and I will give it to them this way. I buy that fetus looks small enough. I buy that she's not showing, but months would have still had to have passed.
yeah. We completely skipped the whole them getting together and everything. But
Can you
which
imagine the world's most awkward sex scene with her and him in that suit?
oh no, the one in the movie is kind of awkward enough. It's in
Yeah,
like a YMCA pool. I was kind of because we watched this on YouTube, which is it's officially on YouTube. Um, I was kind of shocked that it is with that sex scene.
I've always
Uh,
wondered if these companies get like a special pass on some of that stuff.
maybe. And this is just like as a Rider fan, I don't expect to see nudity in this franchise. So when
Yeah.
that happened, I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Well,
That
well,
might be the only time in the whole franchise. I'm
Hayden's
90%
gonna
sure.
Google nudity in the Kamen Rider show franchise.
I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna do that at all. How do you feel about because you're a horror guy? I mean, we both are, but how do you feel about the horror elements of this?
Um, I like I like the body horror on a surface level. The problem is, so I'm going to use The Fly as a comparison because this is obviously wanting to be The Fly, and this is, doesn't go just for this, but a lot of The Fly ripoffs will do this. Is they'll just go, well, we have this idea for a sequence and we'll build from there, which
Oh yeah,
kind of feels what this movie is. The Fly is effective because it's a tragedy. He did this to himself because of his own ego and insecurities. This guy has no choice in the matter. He didn't do this to himself. It's just there. So it's a cool effect, but unfortunately, like with everything else in this movie, I don't feel anything in that moment because the protagonist didn't ask for this, he didn't cause it, and he can't stop it.
yeah. No, I mean, I don't disagree with you. Um, even still, that's the best part of the movie.
Yes, no, it was amazing. It was
Absolutely.
fantastic. Although I did get a laugh. The one part did get a laugh out of me is when his eyes like bulge and turn red. I'm like, your eyes are fucked.
Yeah. my favorite my favorite is like the shot before that happens. He like looks up and it's clearly like a fake head
Yeah,
because it's about to explode.
he's about to freak out.
He is about to. It is a good freak out.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's I don't like the second one as much. It's cool that it's a different effect now that he does it on purpose.
yeah.
I don't. It's not as good as the first time.
No, not at all. Well,
Um,
and what's interesting too is for as sci-fi heavy as this is, if there's a metaphor or like it's trying to say something, it went completely over my head.
I don't know what the metaphor would be in this. Um, they also and it's a writer thing. At the end, they're calling him a cyborg soldier. He's not a cyborg.
No, that's not what that means.
No, the other guy
Although
might be.
that might be a Dragon Ball thing, or a Dragon Ball thing, a Japanese thing, because we're gonna get there. But they do androids, but the way they
Okay.
talk about them, they're cyborgs.
Oh, okay. Um, the the final boss guy having the predator bomb in his head though is really is really fun.
Oh yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, no,
And just
that whole third act is just a lot of fun.
yeah,
Although
that's
not a lot of great choreography, which is surprising.
no for it. I think a lot of it might be that suit is probably really hard to move around in.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And that suit actor, let me look it up because I'm a nerd with this genre, and that actor is oh, fun fact about the suit, by the way. This suit, so Toei is really cheap, so they never make new suits for the most part unless they have to. Um,
I'm
this suit
shocked.
is so damaged that when because Shin will appear in crossovers, you
Mhm.
can't fight or move in it, so they'll put it on a mannequin for establishing shots, and then you never see Shin.
That's that's beautiful, actually.
It's so good. Uh, I'm looking this up. So it is. So the suit actor is Jiro Akamoto, who his most recent credit as a suit actor is 2022. So he's still doing this.
Wow.
He, which
Till he's
is
90.
oh, sorry, 2024. I forgot forgot about the special he was in. Yeah, they and he played, I believe, all three of the '90s movie writers. I think he's all, yeah, he's all three of them. He actually plays both. He plays the Shin and the Onizuka, the scientist guy.
He's gonna be
He's
doing
in
this till he's 90.
he's in both suits. He's well, I don't how old is he? He's 60,
Yeah. 30
so he
more
would have been
years.
yeah.
All
Um
right. Well, we're at the 35-minute mark, and I honestly have kind of said my piece. I think this is a okay sci-fi movie. If I ever went back to this, I'd just YouTube like the suit scenes. I
oh
don't know
yeah,
if I'd ever
no,
want
for
to watch
sure.
this again, but I'm glad this exists, and I'd actually like to see them revisit this idea.
There's a little bit of this, and I've told you about this, but for the people, there's a series on Amazon Prime called Kamen Rider Black Sun that does some body horror stuff, and I'd be interested in showing you that at some point.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
The character stuff in that is pretty good, I would say, because it's a 10 episode series and they're 45-minute episodes, so it better be better than this. Um, but they are there's a lot more going on, and it's been 30 years from this to then, so the effects got a lot better.
Yeah, debatably.
Well, not better, but more. There's more of it. I don't know. There's almost nothing better than that transformation in this movie, in this genre.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah, Kamen Rider Black Sun.
Yeah, it's I think it's 10 episodes. We can look at that another day, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is
I,
only 10 episodes. The thumbnail for the finale is peak. I'll show it to you
let me,
later.
okay, yeah.
Um, do you wanna give this a rating out of 5 like we normally do?
Yeah, yeah. I gave this a 3.5, but on Letterboxd, I'll stick with that. I like this more than John. Clearly, this is my
Yes.
genre. Um, and honestly, I'm with him. The out of suit stuff is not that great. It's fine. I might bump it down to a 3. I will bump it down to a 3. But the out of suit stuff it is, and a lot of the ideas are good enough that I still like this movie.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'd say I'd enjoy it. I gave this a 3 on Letterboxd, but after talking about it, I think I got to go down to a 2.5. Um, it's good, but I think it strides that line of this is like watchable.
Yeah, no. And unfortunately, a lot of Toku is on that watchable line.
Oh, good.
But, well, you know,
All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about this?
no, not really. There is a Blu-ray of this that I'm thinking about picking up.
You should.
Uh, it comes with all the three '90s movies, but
Yeah,
I
you were
might wait for.
complaining it was $10 a movie.
Yeah, that's too much.
Anyway, that is going to be it for us on Kamen Rider Shin. Hayden, do you want to know what I'm going to make you do next?
What?
We're going to do some lesser known Sentai adaptations. I thought we could do maybe either just kind of a discussion about. I'll let you pick Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, or Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
I'm gonna nerd at you for a moment. None of those are Sentai.
Or, oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know.
Fuck you. It's all Sentai. Kamen Rider's a Sentai.
So you said Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, or what was it?
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Those are the only thing I could think of.
Is that Gridman adaptation?
I don't know. It's the one with Tim Curry.
Hold on.
I loved that
I've
show
never.
as a kid.
I don't know if I've heard of this. Is this like the Ultraman thing?
It's the one I thought was Ultraman, yeah. And by the way, Cyber is spelled with an S because, of course, it is.
Yeah, I'm looking this up. Yeah, this is Gridman.
And you've never seen this?
No.
Okay. We're going to watch the pilot of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad and talk about it.
All right. I might do research and watch the pilot of the original too, just so I have that.
The only thing I remember about that show now is that Tim Curry's in it, and the lead went on to be Sean's older brother in Boy Meets World.
Oh, okay. I do know that they made an anime of Gridman and they called it SSSS Gridman because of Superhuman
Superhuman
Samurai
Samurai
Cyber
Cyber
Squad.
Squad. Uh, all right. Well, if you liked this content, please consider hitting that subscribe and like button. We're not going to keep a routine schedule on this just because this is a channel that we upload when we have time. But as soon as we have time, we'll watch and talk about it. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.